I'm Summer and I'm just going to show you my evening skincare routine for my acne prone skin. The first thing I'm going to do is use an oil cleanser to remove all of my makeup, and I just find this so helpful at just melting off the makeup without aggravating my skin in the process. So the one I use is from Hada Labo. Highly recommend this one. It doesn't break me out even though it is an oil cleanser, and it is very easy to get the oil off because you just put the oil on and then you rinse it under the water. The oil comes off very easily. So yeah, and I usually do about 1 pump of this, and then I follow it up with the Cerave Hydrating Creamy Cleanser. This does not foam. I've repurchased it over and over again, and for me, my acne prone skin, I find that using a gentle cleanser just like this, it makes such a big difference at protecting my skin barrier and not over drying my skin. So I'm just going to do that off camera really quickly so that it doesn't go all the way on my hijab. I've just taken off all of my makeup and I spent a while really massaging my face. My skin feels nice and clean. It doesn't feel dry. It doesn't feel tight. It feels moisturized and clean. The first thing I'm going to use is this Skin Booster by COSRX. It is this very thin peptide serum. I've nearly run out, to be honest, because I use this every single day. And I highly recommend it to anyone that wants any type of peptide serum. It just feels so good on my skin, super hydrating. And yeah, just put a nice thin layer on. Just gonna wait around 30 seconds for that to dry down. Okay, so that has completely dried down on my face. You don't need to wait until it is fully dry, especially if you're using more hydration. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this Anua. It is 10% niacinamide, 4% tranexamic acid. I use this to reduce the hyperpigmentation of any spots on my skin. So you can have a look. I just have a few spots there, and they're just post-inflammatory erythema, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which are the red marks and brown marks that come after you have spots. So I'm trying to fade them, and I've got one on this side as well. Wow, this is honestly such a good product at fading those dark marks. So I'd highly recommend you guys checking it out. You don't need to use much either. Just gently pop it onto the skin. Really massage that in. This texture is slightly thicker than the peptide serum from COSRX that we just applied. It doesn't take long to dry down. It's not too thick, but it does dry down a little bit tacky, so it's just something to bear in mind. Wow. Okay, my skin is feeling so good. So the next product I'm going to put on my face is Tretinoin. So it's just going to help me speed up my skin cell turnover so that my acne marks fade faster. Also, it's going to help reduce the number of acne lesions, hopefully, that I get, because it helps reduce clogged pores due to its mechanism of action, I guess. So I put a really small amount on, honestly, not much at all. And I've been using this for a long time, and I've really noticed so many positive results. Genuinely, it has made my skin glow over time. But at first, it did take me a little bit of time to adapt, but I always use some type of serum or moisturizer underneath, even now, because I just don't want my skin barrier to be compromised. So I also do put it underneath my eyes. I didn't do this at the beginning, but over time, as I got used to the Tretinoin, I started bringing it up under my eyes, and that's just going to help me with any potential fine lines and wrinkles. However, at the beginning, you can get a lot of dryness, a lot of irritation, and some people just don't get on with putting it underneath the eye area. So if you're starting out, I definitely wouldn't recommend it, and I would always buffer it with a moisturizer anyway. It's really up to you where you want to place it on the face, wherever you're comfortable. Yeah, I do it for the skin rejuvenation benefits. I do give that a little bit of time to sink into my skin because I want to get the maximum effectiveness of that particular active ingredient. second. Next, I'm going to pop the azelaic acid on. This is 20% by Skinoren, and I never used to layer these two active ingredients together. When I started using Tretinoin, all I was using was a moisturizer and Tretinoin, but as time went on, I got used to using it. I felt more comfortable incorporating more active ingredients into my routine. So although it looks like a lot of active ingredients, it's not something that I did all at once. And I don't recommend anyone doing this all at once because your skin is probably just going to be like, what is going on? I can't handle this. So go low, go slow. I'm just gonna pop a pea-sized amount onto my skin. Warm it up between my fingers. I find that this just gets rid of the graininess, and yeah. And I pop it all over. And azelaic acid, the reason I use it is because it is really good for acne. It's good for hyperpigmentation, redness. So I just think that it benefits my skin a lot. So I wait a little bit of time for that to fully sink into my skin, probably about 5 minutes. And then I will go in with my moisturizer. I switch up my moisturizer pretty much all the time because I'm not gonna lie, there's so many cool products that come out that I really want to try. And I'm a skincare addict. I will be the first to admit it. This is the one that I've got at the moment. The Rhode Barrier Butter. I have quite a lot of Rhode products and I can do like a review in a video. I generally really enjoy those products. They are a little bit on the expensive side, so it's something to bear in mind, but the barrier butters are just like, you don't need that much. It's very hydrating, and ever since I started using it, I just couldn't stop using it because it felt so good on the skin. I initially thought, because it's described as a butter, that it was gonna be a little bit too much my oily skin, but it hasn't been. It hasn't broke me out. Potentially it could break you out. I think maybe it has shea butter in. Wow. So the next part I'm going to do is moisturize my lips, and I'm going to use the Rhode Peptide lip treatment. I actually really love these. I find that they stay on, they last all night, they keep my lips hydrated. I have the tinted ones as well. I just think they're great. I've seen some mixed reviews. Sometimes they can be grainy, and I don't like the graininess, but this one, I've got the unscented one, it's not grainy. My favorite flavor is the salted caramel though. So let's just pop this on. Wow. And that feels good. It's a very nice formula. It hydrates my lips, and that is what I want. My skin is glowing, it feels hydrated, I've got all my active ingredients on, zero irritation right now. My lips feel hydrated. That's my evening routine. My morning routine is a lot simpler. I can show you that another day. Yeah, this is what I do for my acne prone skin. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Bye.